With Predator Badlands coming out next month, we are going through each entry in the Predator franchise every week. Last week we talked about the classic Predator. Today we're moving on to the classic sequel. Hi, my name's Zach, and today we're talking about Predator 2. I started this YouTube channel because I cannot watch a movie without needing to talk about it afterwards. And if that sounds like you're in the right place. Consider hitting that subscribe button. Also, down below is a comment section that is used for two purposes. First off, I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on Predator 2. What do you think of this one? Do you like it more than the first one? Is it your favorite of the franchise? When did you first watch it? Did you catch it in theaters? Comment all that down below. I'd love to hear your story. Also, second purpose is if you've got a recommendation for a video that you'd like to see, you can suggest it down below in the comment section, and I might just do it. With all that out of the way, let's kick it off with what works about Predator 2. And coming off of the first Predator, the easy solution to this would have been you get Arnold Schwarzenegger back, you do the same thing in the jungle with another Predator. The whole recycled premise thing that a lot of sequels do. Predator 2 does not do that. Predator 2 goes in a completely different direction, doing a more cop-centered story with Danny Glover in the city of LA in 1997 during a drug war that's going on in the city, and plopped in the middle of that is this Predator who's now taking out these drug lords, and Danny Glover's cop character has to figure out what is going on. And that just makes this have a very distinct and different feel from the first Predator while still feeling like a Predator film. Also, this film does a lot to expand the lore and mythology of the Predator as characters, as especially at the end of the film when Danny Glover goes onto their ship and we get to see all those artifacts and different things that are sitting around. There's also a xenomorph head in the background. Has a fun little Easter egg that fans had for years, and then eventually we got Alien vs. Predator. But all of this just goes to build the world of Predator more, and it's even further extended when the Predator at the end of the film gives Danny Glover the pistol from like 1795 or whenever that was, to show that the Predators have been doing this for a very long time. Also, I like that Danny Glover is not the same kind of character and persona as Arnold Schwarzenegger. Changing up the type of person that the Predator goes up against makes the Predator in itself a little bit more interesting as to what target it chooses and why it chooses its targets. Even though the Predator is not distinctly going after Danny Glover in this film, he's going after all of these drug lords. Danny Glover is the one that keeps getting in the Predator's way, and eventually it does come to a face-to-face head with these two characters. And so taking the Predator out of the jungle and taking him to the concrete jungle is just one of those ideas that on paper just seems so brilliant and so perfect for the franchise moving forward. Unfortunately, though, I have more to say about Predator 2, so let's talk about what doesn't work about Predator 2. And for me, this has always been an issue of plot for me, where I think the idea of taking the Predator and putting him in a suburban city area is something I want to see from the Predator franchise, but the story that they've come up with here where this Predator is taking out these drug lords and the cop character is trying to figure out who is doing this and why is this happening. Well, the problem with that inherently is I know who's doing it. It's the Predator. So I'm kind of just sitting here waiting for Danny Glover's character to catch up with me. And I'm not saying that movies haven't done that before. That's definitely been a device in plot where you know something the characters don't for a long majority of the running time. But the problem for me in Predator 2 is I don't think that Danny Glover or the rest of the cop characters are that interesting of characters. So I feel like I'm just kind of sitting around twiddling my thumbs waiting for them to finally get to a Predator and Danny Glover face off, because also a large majority of this film is very low on action. It's very far and few between, and when there is action sequences in here, I don't think it's helmed very well. I feel they're very unremarkable, poorly done action sequences, so I don't really get that invested in the conflict that's going on between the Predator and these cop characters, because I don't really care about the cop characters and I don't really care about the action. Also, I feel like there's just some things they do with the Predator in this one in particular that makes him come across a little bit goofier than terrifying and imposing to me. Like, in the first film, he was able to record people's voices and play it back for them in kind of an eerie and ominous kind of way. Here, it kind of is presented across like the Predator is speaking these lines. Shit happens. It's kind of goofy, and it makes the Predator look kind of silly. I also think there is inherently a problem with how they set this in the future of 1997, because this movie only came out in 1990. So 1997 was not that far away. And so the fact that they decided to change it to this futuristic type setting where they've got different types of guns, it just kind of comes across as incredibly dated, and I wish that they had just set it in a normal 90s environment, because watching it today and seeing that it's in the far distant future of 1997, I don't feel like it works all that well today's standards. So unfortunately, every time that I put on Predator 2, I want to like Predator 2 more than I do. I think as a concept for a sequel, it actually is an interesting idea, and I think that it's a unique way to take the Predator franchise. And like I said, I do like a lot of the elements that they've added to the Predator lore in here, a lot of which have been carried out through the rest of the franchise. So Predator 2 has definitely not been negated or forgotten. For me, it is the most disappointing of all of the entries, and it's the one that whenever I sit down to watch it, I just don't get invested like I want to. So unfortunately, for that reason, I gotta give Predator 2 a not recommend. I don't recommend this movie, and it sucks to have to say that, but for me, it's just a very poor sequel, especially compared to the original. Don't forget to come back next week. We'll be talking about Predators. There's a bunch more content over here that you can check out. As always, thank you so much for watching, and don't just watch movies, talk movies. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.